Disappointing 2-1 loss to Solihull Moors. What's your reaction after the game?
Yeah, disappointing. We didn't deserve to lose the game, and ultimately the game was, as a spectacle, from half an hour spoiled. The game should have been called off. You can't play football in those conditions. Just been to see the referee. He's probably lucky someone's not got seriously injured, but you can't play in those conditions. When the ball is being played forwards and completely being affected by the pitch condition, then you need to have a look at things. Obviously, the only way we were going to score was from a mistake. Ben's made a mistake, which is gifted them a goal. I suppose they've made a mistake that's given us a penalty that we've not taken, and then, in my opinion, the referee's made a mistake because of a cast iron nailed-on penalty in the last minute, which wasn't given. And listen, Solihull's bench will hopefully admit it was a nailed-on penalty. So that's, again, massively disappointing. But like I say, I won't have a go at referees unless their decisions directly affect the outcome of the game. And in my opinion, well, I think the opinion of 580 people apart from one, that game should have been abandoned, unfortunately. And you want to see games go through, but if I'd have paid money to get in today, I'd want the money back.
First half was really end-to-end. I said that the rain really spoiled it in the second half. How much did that affect your team's style of play?
You can't play. You can't play in that. Like I say, I'm all for wanting to get the games on. It's still a rain now. It's battering down. We could have been there all night, and like I say, we would only have scored from a mistake, as they did. When you're playing, or when you're having to play passes, and you've no idea whether they're going to get to your mate who's 10 yards away from you because there potentially might be a puddle in between him and you. You can't play like that. And like I say, that's disappointing because that's I suppose a clash of two top teams in the division that's completely spoiled. And if we'd have been turned up and got beaten, honestly on the day, then that's part and parcel of football. But like I say, any chance of us getting a result today was completely taken out of our hands, and more down to luck than judgment. You couldn't have played or continued to play with any certainty as to what was going to happen. The ball wasn't rolling, the ball wasn't bouncing. Back passes were getting caught in puddles, which they could have scored another 2 goals from us trying to make a pass and it getting caught in a puddle. If that doesn't become stupid, then I don't know what does.
Solihull took the first 20 minutes. Do you think it took your players a bit of time to adapt to the worsening situation?
No, absolutely. 15 minutes we were not at the races, and they scored. We changed our system, and then for half an hour I thought we were excellent. Deservedly got level, and we're on top in the game. Again, I said at half time to the referee and coming out for the second half, if it continues, I know what that pitch is like, and because it's firm, it puddles and water sits on the surface, and for the remaining 45 minutes and still now it hasn't stopped raining, and it got worse and worse and worse and became a bit of a debacle, if I'm honest. Like I say, if I was a supporter, different for Solihull, I suppose, because they've won the game. So, but if I was a supporter, I'd paid money to come and watch a football match. I wouldn't be so happy. Again, I asked the same to the referee in there, and listen, he's an honest enough fella, no problem. And said if he was watching that game, what would he think? And he said he'd be going mad. So, like I say, disappointing because the game should have been abandoned.
Was there any communication with the referee in the second half as it went on?
It's difficult because from our perspective, you can only talk to the linesman, and the linesman, again, who has done everything he can, and was quite openly sort of chatty about it, said the decision's ultimately his. Like I say, probably very fortunate someone's not got seriously injured, because I think he finds it difficult to explain how that game has continued with the pitch, and the play and the condition it was.
In the second half, the winner came from a mistake by Ben Hinchcliffe. what can you say to him now to reassure him after a bit of a comical error?
It's not reassurance, Steve. My perspective, he's made a mistake. He's got to be big enough to sort of take it on board. Ben suggests that the ball's slipped from his hands, from me looking at it, it looks like he's let go of it and then tried to get up to deal with it. But like I say, it's always a hard one when you're sort of fresh from the end of a game. As I've said to the referee in there, and the linesman will say, well, you're having a pop at your keeper. Yeah, I'll have a pop because he's made a mistake ultimately. But would that mistake have happened with the pitch in a playable condition? Absolutely not. So if the pitch condition hasn't directly affected the outcome of the game, no complaints whatsoever, but it has, because that would not have happened in any other circumstances.
Nuneaton also dropped points today. How important is it that your side recover from this and make the most of what is a very busy Christmas period?
Yeah, well, other teams, whatever, it doesn't really make a difference to us, to be honest. We've got to just, like I say, concentrate on what we do. We've got a sort of busy period coming up. Again, if the weather continues, it could be that you lose games. We've obviously got to recover quickly. We've got a game Tuesday, important game Tuesday, but again, looking a little bit ahead to Boxing Day game. But yeah, just you've got to get on with it. You've got to adapt to what you can. Like I say, the biggest disappointment today is if we've not been good enough in games, I'll accept that, and I'll probably have a pop at the players and try and demand more of them. It's difficult to do that today because, like I say, that the weather conditions are completely spoiled it and taking away any chance we had of winning the game through our ability rather than luck.
Just finally, a home debut for Stephen Craney. What do you make of his performance?
Yeah, Craney did well. We obviously changed our system a little bit because of the way they set up. We didn't plan to do that. We sort of, the opening 10 minutes, we've obviously made a decision to change and sort of match up, and from that we really got a foothold in the game. His experience is valuable for us, and he'll be an important player for us. But again, we're at a point at the minute where we're walking wounded a little bit, and we've got to try and get through the next few weeks and get players back as soon as we can.